Welcome to the Late Night Race Review. As the F1 23-24 season recreate the Spider-Man meme, we ask, did last season really end? It's peas all round at Red Bull as Max Verstappen takes pole and Christian Horner, there's sparks at whatever AlphaTauri's called nowadays as Ricciardo and YukiTsunoda battle each other on the track. And as Ferrari leave Carlos hanging, we all jump on the Sainz train. It's the Bahrain GP.
As always, we wrap things up with a look at our predictions game. And don't forget to support the podcast by hitting those like, follow and subscribe buttons. Welcome back to the Late Night Race Review for 2024. I'm Owen Scott, and with me as always is Dave Jericho and the Turkish time bomb, Isidro Consalves. As we do our best to try and talk about anything but PPs and WhatsApp logos being suspiciously placed in certain Mercedes team principals' headsets, we are presented with what was possibly the exact same race as the majority of the races last season. Dave, let's get into it. And before we talk about the PP picks, Red Bull spanked the monkey today, didn't they?
Oh, it was a continuation of 2023, wasn't it? I mean, I went in with, I think I was a bit naive going into this season. Like every F1 fan, we were just holding out hope that there was going to be something different. Someone was going to challenge. We watched the testing. We thought there was going to be a bit of sandbagging, waiting for those qualifying laps to come in. It just didn't come. And once again, Red Bull are quite, although I don't know whether it's just Red Bull are so far ahead because Perez is still, and I'm not saying, like, we know Perez isn't a bad driver. So I wonder, is it just a combination of Red Bull are ahead of everybody else, but accompanied by Max just being an absolute fucking outstanding driver? Is that sort of that combination is just what's putting them so far ahead? But if you had two Checo Perez's in that team, and I know that's an insult, but if you had two Checo Perez's in that team, would Sainz have won that race yesterday? And then we wouldn't be kind of saying Red Bull are so far ahead. You know?
I mean, Perez did finish another 4 seconds ahead of Sainz, was it? 22 to 25, 3.5 seconds ahead of Sainz. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, sorry, you know what I mean? Like, would there be more competition? Do you know what I mean? We wouldn't be saying, you're right. Sorry, Sainz finished third. But my point is, like, would we still be saying Red Bull are so far ahead, or is it just Max is that fucking good that he's squeezing more out of a car than another driver might ordinarily do?
Isidro, why don't you answer that question? What do you feel about Red Bull? Is it the perfect storm, Max and a perfect car?
Yeah, I think it is. Max and Red Bull it's a perfect partnership. We saw that last year, and this year so far it's been the same. I was expecting more from the testing and from the qualification, but I got to say I got disappointed with McLaren, Aston Martin. They promised a lot more than they deliver. But Ferrari, actually, they did very well, at least Sainz, since he's the wild card this season. He can do whatever he wants. They cannot fire him anymore. He knows he's out of here, so he just drives like a madman. And Mercedes also disappointed very, very much.
Let's not blow the load and get on to Ferrari and Mercedes.
Isidro's just absolutely fucking bopping all over the place.
Let's get this podcast done.
I'm out of here. Good night. 2 minutes of a podcast. That's enough.
Focus on Red Bull for a second. Dave, I'll come back to you. Was it as flawless, because admittedly I fell asleep halfway through the race, was it as flawless a race as the result would lead me to believe? Yeah, absolutely perfect. Perfect for Max.
For Red Bull, like, I mean, for Verstappen, during the free practice sessions, I can't remember whether it was practice 2. I think he was complaining that the car just didn't feel right at all. Gave me a little bit of glimmer of hope that there might be someone, that the new development might not have gone as smooth as they thought, but like he aced it. Like, I mean, it just went flawless for him. And even to be fair, like, I'll give Perez credit. Like, he didn't do a great, the best of jobs in terms of qualifying. Like, he could have been on, or should have been on the front row with Max, but he recovered well. And you could see the pace of that's what I'm saying. Like, the difference between a Red Bull with Perez and a Red Bull with Max, like, Perez took a while to get through, but you could see the pace of that Red Bull still, like on how quick it caught and overtook cars. So yeah, I think you see the memes online already, like Max Verstappen 2024 champion. Let's move on to 20, like that. It is literally, we've seen one race, and I guarantee you, I will stick my neck out and say he's winning the world championship this year again.
It's fun to talk about it every week, though. I don't get tired of saying how brilliant Max is.
Yeah.
Although we'll come back in about 3 or 4 weeks, and that might change. With Sergio, with the issues that we were possibly seeing in not in Red Bull, but in the free practices for Red Bull, does it suggest that team as a whole are just pretty flawless? Like they dealt with any of the issues that they had setup wise and produced just this brilliant drive for Max on Sunday and Perez.
Yeah, I think they know what they're doing. I was like Dave,
You'd hope so,
watching the practice 1, 2, and 3 and seeing how the car was behaving. I thought it was just maybe this year will be the year where I have some competition. But now it seems that they know what they're doing. They were just playing around with practice, and actually the conditions, the weather conditions were different from P1 to FP3 and qualification. So on race day, they just, this is what we need to do to get Max the first place today and the rest of the year probably.
Yeah. But before we move on actually to other teams, did anyone notice though that in Q1, there was only a second covered the entire grid in Q1. Like it was, I think it might have, I think only, I'm pretty sure, like I'd have to just double check, but
not even a second. So I think it was Max got a 130.0 and then someone down at the bottom got a 130.9. So just about, just
about a second. So I mean, there that there, because when qualifying, it's again, I think most people would say it about Formula One at the moment. It's the hope that kills you. And that's it was right up until Q1 where you're like, look how close the pack is. Like a second covers 20 cars, and then it unfolded of 2023.
It was just the lights went out, and then you saw Max get round that first corner. It was just like, oh, here we go.
It was like that Scooby-Doo meme. It's like, 2024 F1 was wearing, 2023 F1 was wearing a 2024 mask, and he got captured and they pulled the mask off, and it was just, 2023, I would have got away with it too if it wasn't you pesky kids.
Yeah. All hope is lost. Okay, so Ferrari then. Isidro, I'll start with you. Good or bad day for Ferrari? It's hard to decide, really. I know they got a podium and all, and good day for Sainz, but not so positive for Charles Leclerc, even though he picked up 4th.
Overall, I think Ferrari did well, even though the car was not the same, was not behaving the same. Because it started well, then they start dropping places. At least Leclerc did that, but towards the end, he was going back up again. So, comparing with last year, I think Ferrari has done a few things better. At least this year, we haven't seen the clown college that they were last year. So let's hoping. And since Leclerc is, let's say, it's safe in there, it's signs that needs to show the work to get the contract with someone else next year. So he'll be the one doing all the crazy stuff that he wants and never could. So let's see what Ferrari has for him. But so far, I'm happy with what Ferrari is delivering.
And so far, Sainz off to an absolute flyer. Although, Dave, if online videos are to be believed, no one was there to welcome in poor old Carlos when he came in.
Alex said, I'm going to be upfront. I only saw this after. Once that checker flag waved, I was gone. It was like that, it was like Homer Simpson being told that there was a buffet. Do you remember? And it was just that silhouette. And they're like, Mr. Simpson. Yeah, that was me when the checker flag waved. I thought the race was so bad. But anyway, so I didn't see it. But I saw the social media posts afterwards, and they were only short clips. So I just wondered, did those clips just kind of give a bit of a false narrative, like were the team, because sometimes there's like an L shape in that pen area where the cars are. I just wondered whether the Ferrari team were off to the right, so when you saw Carlos Sainz taking his helmet off. He obviously expects him to be at the start of the L, but they may have been to the right, and it just looked a bit confusing. But I have no idea whether they were there or not. Like I haven't seen any longer footage of that or not. But it wouldn't surprise me that that would be a very Ferrari thing to do.
No, didn't that actually happen last season for one of the races? He came in and they weren't there again, or was it Charles? Maybe no. I think it was. It must have been Sainz.
Oh Jesus, I don't remember.
I think there was something last year when that happened.
2023 is a bit of a repressed memory for me.
Yeah.
Only counselors and hypnotherapists can dig that up for me.
Yeah. Looking online at the news, there doesn't seem to be much about that whole no one was there to welcome Sainz back. It seems to be just stuff on Reddit. So I don't think that's actually
I just think it might have been just taken out of context. That was just, it was clipped up. There was just a flash of it on the live feed. People saw it and went, "Oh my God, there's no one there!" And rather than actually kind of investigating it further, it just got clipped up to that little 8-second clip and then just bombed around the internet.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So right. Well, I think we've kind of covered enough of Ferrari. We're all, I think, as a unit, we're all going to jump on the Carlos Sainz bandwagon this season and hope for lots of mischief from Carlos.
Oh yeah, like I mean, he can, well, only for he needs a drive for next season, which I'll be shocked if he doesn't go to Red Bull.
Really?
I mean, why in God's name would you not take Carlos Sainz over CharlesPerez? I mean, I wouldn't take YukiTsunoda. I wouldn't take Daniel Ricciardo based on how they're performing. And I don't really, I mean, there is kind of drivers coming up in the F2 and in the reserve slots and stuff like that. But I mean, if Carlos Sainz is on the market, surely you'd go in for him. And I mean, and he's out of contract, so it's not like they have to buy out a contract or anything like that. So, yeah, that would make sense to me. I mean, what age is Perez now? I mean, he's not exactly, he's not like kind of Alonso that is improving with age. Do you know? So, I mean,
yeah, no, it would make sense. Just it's
34.
34, is he?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I don't know. I just don't see it. I think Carlos Sainz to Red Bull would be a great option. And they'd, I mean, that would cement Max Verstappen, and like having those two would nearly guarantee a 1-2 every week. Like, I think.
And so that leaves an open seat at Mercedes, which is the next team that we're going to get onto. But there's rumors there of them going with a rookie possibly for next season.
I don't think so. I think they were talking about going with, I think it was just that they didn't want to give Lewis Hamilton a long-term contract and end up losing, I can't think of the guy's name now, but and
Antonelli.
What's his name?
Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah. So they didn't want to lose him like by giving Lewis Hamilton, because if they gave Lewis Hamilton, like he's after signing a 5-year deal, isn't it, with Ferrari?
Oh, right. I don't know.
So if they had, or maybe it's 4, I'm not sure, 4 or 5 year deal. So if they had given that to Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes, like your man would have gone elsewhere. Like, I mean, there's no way he's hanging around for 4 or 5 years, and George Russell's going nowhere anytime soon. So, so I think that's why the sudden move for Lewis, like he wasn't getting given the long-term contract. So I don't think they're planning on having him in the car next year. I think that was not the plan. I think they wanted to give Lewis maybe a 2-year contract and then have your man in the seat. So Lewis has just got sort of forced our hand now. So they do have to find someone for next year. And Sainz isn't going to get burned by going into Mercedes knowing that they didn't give Lewis the contract because they want to get this guy in.
Yeah,
so
true.
Sainz would just be like a filler for 2 years. Like
maybe Checo makes a move across for 2 years, makes some money and heads off into the sunset, perhaps.
Yeah. You know.
Or if all else fails, there's always going to be an Alonso at the end of his contract at the end of this season. So maybe there's a move to Mercedes possibly there for him.
Yeah, well, Alonso has to stay in Formula One. I mean, the guy has not declined whatsoever. Like, unless he's just mentally exhausted at this stage. Like, but physically, there's nothing stopping him winning a world championship if you put him in the right car. So,
yeah.
Oh, it would be class if he was at Red Bull. Sorry, I know I'm just talking shite here. We're supposed to be talking about Bahrain.
Let's get back to the race. Yeah, we're wandering here. Mercedes, Dave, I'll start with you. Good or bad day? What way did Mercedes go this weekend?
Awful.
Very bad.
Yeah, because when they did the qualifying, they were saying even in the commentary they were saying, "Oh, it's okay." Mercedes have been saying that they've set their car up for race pace, not the one lap pace, and you're like, okay, grand. Like, and even Lewis Hamilton was kind of like, oh, we've a lot to do, but kind of indicating that they're set up for the race pace, so that it's not impossible, blah blah blah. So it's kind of like, okay, this could be good. Nope. It's just 2023. Like, I mean, I think anything you ask me now, give or take, I'd say my answer is going to be 2023.
Jesus.
It's
okay.
just, I mean, they're just, yeah, they're nowhere near where they thought they were going to be. Lewis Hamilton, even after the race, was saying about for Jeddah, doesn't think they're going to be anywhere in Jeddah either. I mean, it's, yeah.
Sorry, state of affairs. Is it possible now that we're Isidro? Is it possible maybe that we're going to see this from Hamilton just absolutely not giving a crap this year?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, he knows that he has a new seat in the Ferrari waiting for him. He knows that Mercedes didn't listen to him all these years, so why bother complaining?
Do you think he's actually, sorry to cut across you, but do you think he's actually driving around the track looking at the big screen just to see what Ferrari's doing, or looking to see where Charles is?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing that. I don't think he cares that much now. He knows he's featured in Ferrari, so Mercedes just, let's drive around for a little while.
I don't know. I still think he's a competitive professional. Like, I still think he's going to try, and if there's a chance to win, I think he's going to try. But I do think, I think Isidro's right though, in the sense that if he feels that this car is nowhere, eighth is the best position he's going to finish, he's probably not going to try anything risky just to get seventh or sixth. So he probably might go for safer options, and be less competitive, which is terrible. But that's the situation they find themselves in.
I think Mercedes did move the seat a little bit, wasn't it? I think he asked 4 centimeters or something.
Moved it backwards, was it?
But didn't the seat break halfway through towards the end of the race or something like that? Wasn't that what he said? He said, my seat's broke.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I think he did something like that. They didn't move the seat, but probably did use right screws. Like, well, it doesn't count anymore, so let's just use the old ones.
Exactly.
And George Russell insisting after the race that the car, there's potential in the Mercedes car, but it was obviously hindered by big red alarms, is what he said. His race not as bad as Hamilton, ended up in fifth, Dave.
Oh, the position. I think the position is probably, like, they were overheating. I think they were only 8 laps in or something like that, and already he was saying that the car was starting to overheat and stuff like that. So that's not good. Especially as, you've got Jeddah next as well, so heating is going to be or cooling is going to be another issue. Toto Wolff did say that they admitted they got the sort of the setup and the mix wrong, in terms of the balance for cooling and stuff like that. But I mean, that's they're a well experienced team. Getting something like that wrong on a track that they've raced a number of times, it's a bit unusual. So look, I mean, fifth is still fifth. I mean, it's still a decent finish for a team that's already kind of on the back foot and so far behind. But I think maybe the only reason they got fifth was because a lot of other teams that we expected to be hitting the ground running didn't. So so that's probably, they're just currently like the best of the rest type thing.
Yeah, and one team that we would have considered to be best of the rest, but maybe a little bit behind the pace, McLaren, Isidro. Are they a little bit off to finish 6th and 8th in Bahrain? Is that kind of where you expected them to be?
No, compare how they finished the last races in 2023. I was expecting a lot more from McLaren. They were they were disappointing this weekend. I hope they can do better, but considering what they were doing in testing and doing the practice, I was expecting more from Piastri and Norris. But no, McLaren is still a bit. It's better than it was last year at this time, but it's still far off from the rocket ship that they had towards the last races. But They are not as bad as last year, but I think they can improve much, much more.
Dave, go on.
Yeah, I think they said that they knew they were going to be sort of not quite where they were at the end of last season. I think they said that they were talking about another sort of 4 or 5 races before they see the full potential of the car. So, so I think this was something they went into the season knowing that this was going to be the case. I don't think this caught them by surprise. Caught us by surprise because we only found that out relatively, early in the on the Bahrain weekend. So, so it's a pity. Like, it would have been just nice seeing all the cars kind of coming out guns blazing with their 2024 car as sort of as best as they could before the developments. But for whatever reason, McLaren knew that it was going to be 4 or 5 races before they're going to see the full potential, which is a bit of a strange concept. I don't know how that's panned out in the development process over the winter.
If trends from recent seasons or anything to go by, McLaren, where they start and where they finish at the end of the year, this possibly isn't too bad of a start, maybe?
No, I mean, if they only go up from here, I mean, it's obviously going to be a good thing. So, yeah, let's hope they kind of, we see kind of steady growth over the next, although we may not see any growth over the next 4 races, if they're saying that maybe the next, by race 5 or something, there's going to be upgrades coming or something like that. So we'll see.
Something to consider possibly if the FIA, different clown show, the FIA should consider maybe giving all of the teams just the exact same car on race 1, and you have to develop your car from the first race to the end of the season. So everyone starts off with the exact same engine, the exact same shit box, just black, no paint or anything. They have to go into the first weekend with just basically one of those little go-karts, and then
it would definitely make things interesting, wouldn't it?
Then we'd see how good Max Verstappen was. All right, moving on from McLaren, let's jump into Aston Martin. Bad, Isidro.
Another disappointment. They promise a lot based on 2023 and how they finished, and that the fight for the third place between Alonso and Perez. So they promise a lot, and to be fair, it was very disappointing. Alonso was doing okay during the practice and the qualification, but came race day, it was sad to see they dropping places and barely finish on the top 10. So that they are like McLaren, they have a lot more work to be done if they want to be at the same position as they were last year, fighting to be higher in the mid-table rather than fighting in the bottom.
So Dave, like Christian Horner, Aston Martin talking a big game, but really when it comes to showing up and showing what they have, not a lot to really write home about at the moment.
Problem, I think, with Christian Horner was he showed a bit too much of what he has.
We all seen what he has.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought when, even towards the end of the race, Alonso was on the team radio saying that he wasn't too worried that the cars ahead were kind of burning up their tires. He was looking after his tires, and he was sort of going to be there towards the end, and that just never materialized. And yeah, again, it's the hope that kills you.
I have images of some of the drivers on the grid just batting away images of Christian Horner's Mickey in their head as they're driving down the pit
Frankfurters being hot dogs being thrown at people.
Jesus, gross. Okay, moving on. Aston Martin, you were crap. I saw an interesting thing today, actually, where it was talking about the contracts of different drivers throughout the grid. And they were saying, this person has a contract until 2024. Over Lance Stroll's name, it says just has a contract.
His is a rolling yearly, isn't it?
Nothing else, just has a contract.
Yeah, I think it's just every year it's rolling. So I guess it's determined that whilst Daddy owns the team, you have a contract.
That's it. Nothing else. Hilarious. But yeah, you were shit today. Okay. Who else have we got then? Nothing else really to write home about. Look, the big thing I suppose that happened near the end of the race was Visa, AIB, Cash App,
formerly known as Prince.
Yeah, what the hell is the name of that team? Anyway, I'm going to call them AlphaTauri. RB, there we go.
Yeah.
RB, there was some fireworks between Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo. There's been a few back and forths that I've seen about this, about, oh, you know, Yuki was being unprofessional, blah, blah, blah. And other people saying that Ricciardo, it was right. He's washed up and he's slow and he got by Yuki and he did nothing with it. So, Dave, I'll start with you. Where do you stand on this back and forth between Yuki and Danny?
Yeah, I thought that changing the positions that far into the race, I don't think there was anything on the data that was going to show that you know, that Daniel was going to be any faster. He was on the softs and Yuki was on the hards, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then like say when they gave the team orders and they finally switched, he went nowhere. Like, you know, it was I mean, the two of them finished 13th and 14th. So
yeah.
Like, what did they like? Did they think at that stage of the race? Like, what lap was it even that they changed them over? Like, it was really close to the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure now.
But so like, what did they think was going to happen? Like, Ricciardo was like, so he was fourth at the time, or sorry, fourth. He was 14th at the time. Like, did they really think he was going to get into the top 10? I mean, he must have been like fucking 15 seconds behind 10th at least, you know, give or take. So
yeah. So I'd seen a few arguments about this, that Yuki Tsunoda had been trying for several laps to get by K-Mag, but was getting absolutely nowhere. So that the team kind of decided, well, Danny's on softs and he has a bit of pace. Let's let him have a crack at K-Mag, and he did nothing either. But that Yuki wasn't really having a go at K-Mag.
But I just think at this stage of the season, like, I mean, what was it gonna? Like the two drivers came in, like, I mean, Kevin Magnussen, where did Kevin Magnussen was 12, sorry, so just ahead
12th,
of them.
yeah.
Sorry, so like okay, like if you were relying on your constructors' championship position coming down to the fact of whether Daniel Ricciardo came 13th or 12th, you've got bigger problems than whether Daniel Ricciardo came 13th or 12th. So, it just didn't seem pointless. I think at this race of the season, I think it was just best to just hold station, just, you know, race it out, lads. If you can get past them, get past them. There's no reason for team orders at this stage, or at that stage.
Right, Isidro. Bring the thunder, baby.
I just find it funny that team principal from RB is looking at both their driver and think, you know what, we have Danny is our super weapon. Just let me go through. He's definitely has what needs to be done.
Can I make a point? Isn't the team principal now at RB Visa AAB Cash App? Wasn't he involved with Ferrari last season and the season before?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the guy that was making calls at Ferrari, who brought in CarlosSainz at Monaco and then immediately brought in Charles Leclerc to do a pit stop while CarlosSainz was still coming into the pit lane. This is the dude that's running your team.
The right guy to call the shots.
Yeah. Let Danny through. Why? I don't know. Just do it. So interesting times for that team. At least we'll get a little bit of comedy value out of those lads this year. And lastly, Haas are shit, but also Alpine super shit. Dave, talk to me about the super shitness of Alpine.
Yeah, they've added 10 kilos to their shit. That's how super shit they are.
Yeah, they're woeful.
Yeah, they're just so off the mark, and I don't think it's just the 10 kilos that they're overweight. I think there's a hell of a lot else going on wrong there. Yeah. Wasn't it AlphaTauri? Wasn't it Alpine that came out with the whole L plan to be winning races after? I mean, wow, they couldn't be further. L plan, they couldn't be further from L plan if they tried. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen too much more information other than that they're grossly overweight in comparison to the rest of the drivers. Whoops. In comparison to the rest of the cars, but otherwise, they've got more work to do than just trimming 10 kilos off the car, because that was really, really bad.
Yeah, they could do with trimming an entire Pierre Gasly off of their car, I'd say, at this stage. Is the problem that Zinedine Zidane, a footballer, is running that team? Doesn't have a clue about cars.
Don't they have about 50 celebrities investing in that? Like, it's like, I get it. Like, it was just publicity or something like that. But I mean, it's, you know, It's like Man United, like they spent all the money or spent all the attention into the commercial side of it, looking all the glitz and glamour, and then on the pitch and on the track, they're just absolute dog shit. So
let's not. You're bringing me across there to talk about football. Let's not do that.
No.
So in terms of the Bahrain GP, it was terrible, and it was pretty much the same as last season. So nothing really to write home about here.
Even Williams were a disappointment as well. I expected Williams to come in this season with a hell of a lot more to offer, but
you know what? Where I think Williams really went wrong, the intro to F1 on Sky Sports, the Albon pose. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Atrocious. What is he trying to do? All serious and smouldering with his stupid black hair.
Didn't that say something about how good the Bahrain Grand Prix is? That we're talking about Albon's pose was the reason that Williams were shit in the race.
Right. Let's have a very, very quick. Let's touch on Christian Horner. Excuse the pun. There's a little bit of a theory going around that, and I see Toto Wolff kind of pushing the whole, it's critical for us now to sort this out for the image of F1 and blah, blah, blah. There's a little bit of a thing going around that maybe Jos Verstappen and Mercedes are involved in a little bit of that leaking of the Google Drive document. Do you see any of that?
Yeah, I've seen the conspiracy and I've seen the conversation, obviously, between between Jos and Toto Wolff in the. But yeah, I did. Like, there's just no way. I mean, that you'd be found out. Like, you'd definitely be found out for that. Like, I mean, there's in this day and age, there's no way a team like Mercedes and Toto Wolff and Jos Verstappen would be able to cover up and make sure that it wasn't traced that they were the ones that instigated the leak of that. There's no way. There's just no way. It's impossible.
There has to be, or will Red Bull be running an investigation to see where that leak came from?
No, I'd be more like, the funny thing is when they keep asking, like, obviously before this leak happened, it was easy for Christian Horner just to kind of go, investigation, due process was done, investigation was concluded, we're okay to move on, blah, 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 blah. He was okay to do that. Now everybody's read and seen all the messages, the 79 slides or whatever was there on the Google Drive.
It took forever
Everyone's
for me to read those.
And yet he still comes out and kind of goes, oh, we're committed to the team. I'm committed to my wife. I'm committed to racing. And you're like, are you on another planet? Like, I mean, like, it's like, do you not realize that everybody else has seen what's gone on and you're just completely stonewalling it, like hoping it goes away. Yeah. And even wasn't it the president of the FIA then came out and he's trying to get Max Verstappen to sort of publicly back Christian Horner, like, and you're just like, that's like, because Max has only gone as far as kind of saying, based off what the investigation, and he's happy with everything and we're all moving on, like, but now, like, court of opinion or court of public opinion and stuff like that is going to be a lot harder to brush under the carpet, because I think when you look at those messages, like, and stuff like that, he's clearly done wrong. Yeah. And in this day and age, like, I've seen people in sort of those kind of positions lose their jobs and stuff for a lot less.
Absolutely.
So, so I'm kind of surprised that he's still there or not put on some sort of gardening leave or something like that while they try and clear up this mess, like.
Yeah, interesting. And him parading Jerry Halliwell down the walkway yesterday with all the cameras around, and PR.
It's weird, like, isn't it? Like, and like
very strange.
Like, literally, like, only like 24 hours or whatever after all those messages got leaked to the media, like,
Yeah.
Very
suspicious. Sorry, Cedric, go on. Have your say.
The best thing that Red Bull could do just after Saudi Arabia, since we have 2 weeks off, they just make the man disappear. Just go on out or something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show up for Australia, and people ask why, and said, "Oh, I don't know, got a flat tire somewhere. He'll be here soon."
Yeah. I know he called me from the airport, and we just that's the last we heard of Christian.
Yeah. So if you are in charge of Red Bull, I'll give you a vote, Dave. Are you getting rid of Christian Horner? Is he gone?
Am I putting myself in the shoes of the people that are in charge, or am I actually with my own personal opinions in charge?
Oh, with your own personal opinion. That's
Oh
more
yeah, he's
entertaining.
gone. Yeah, he's gone.
Right. Okay. Isidro.
Gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gone as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at us living in a good Christian country. You don't cheat on your wife. You don't send texts like that. Absolutely not.
But to be fair, I can understand from Red Bull side of things why they don't want him gone. So
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, it's definitely there's a financial kind of side to that as well, like of keeping him in place.
There's the lesson, kids. Be very good at what you can do, and you can do anything.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Drive of the day for Bahrain. I am going to throw my vote out for CarlosSainz for not giving a fuck, doing what he wanted, took that position from Leclerc, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that this season. So he is my vote for driver of the day.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same. Yeah, you can't. I really am looking forward to seeing CarlosSainz just pushing Charles Leclerc, like that little meme of just someone poking
Big time. Yeah.
constantly throughout the season. Do something, do something. So yeah, I'm with Sainz. I stand with Sainz.
Yeah, same here. CarlosSainz driver of the day, and I'm looking forward to see what's going to do, but I'm pretty sure he's going to ignore all the team order that's coming from Ferrari.
100%.
Can you repeat again? Sorry, I can't hear you. Going through a tunnel now. Sorry,
Yeah.
bad reception.
Yeah. Snowed in. Phones are down.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All
All
right.
right. Okay. So that's definitely okay. Look, that was conclusive. That it's Sainz is the official late night race review driver of the day. That is much more important than the F1 of the day, even though they're the exact fucking same. All right, loser of the day. There's a few here, but I'm gonna go with Lewis Hamilton. My justification for that was purely because I think they thought they were gonna have more race pace, specifically configured the car for race pace. And not only did they not have race pace, but he didn't even have a working seat towards the end. So finished, I think he started 8th, finished 8th, didn't he? Something like that. So for me, yeah, I think there was more. I expected more from Lewis Hamilton, so he's my loser of the day. So
Okay. My loser of the day is Logan Sargent.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dig in hard in this guy. He's my new Yuki. He he did absolutely nothing all day long, and it's only taken one race. Like the end of last season, we're like, we'll give him a chance. I've seen people now like, this guy is terrible. He is shit. He must be gone. And they're digging in straight away on him. And so am I. So Logan Sargent, yeah.
Well, I think only Logan Sargent's probably only there because F1 is pushing so hard into the US market now, and he's a US driver, sponsors coming with it, and all that kind of stuff. So it probably suits the team to keep him there financially.
The same as Yuki at RB with the Honda engine. That's the only reason he's sitting in that seat, I would say.
Big time, yeah.
Right, go on.
Isidro, who's your loser of the day?
It'll be Alpine.
Oh, as a whole. Ooh,
Oh, we're not going with that. No, all right. All right. Okay. Technically, we go with the driver who's the loser today. But I mean, look, yeah, Alpine, fuck it. You know, you've lost.
Like
It's that bad. We'll give it.
Yeah, I agree, actually. Alpine, yeah, for me as a team. I didn't know we were going to do teams, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll switch. I'll happily jump on Isidro's bandwagon.
Right. Alpine, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, Alpine are the losers of Bahrain. Okay, that is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Now, before we get stuck into, as everyone knows, there is no. I assume we have no F1 fantasy football, F1 fantasy league this year, do we?
No, for some reason I can't sign into my F1 account.
No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. I just, we did it last season. It was great crack. And I'll be honest, I have too many things. I like doing the fancy football. I just can't be arsed doing the F1 fantasy this year. That's it. I'm gonna be honest.
And you're done ignoring the calls from the guy who won the one last year to be like, "Where's my hat? Where's my hat?"
Yeah, fucking. Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? All right. So what we're gonna do this year is not what we're gonna do this year. We do it every fucking year. We're gonna do our season predictions first, and then we're gonna get on to our weekly race review, our race predictions. So season predictions, we give it now. Well, usually we do it before the first race, but in this case we were super lazy in the off season and did fuck all. So we're gonna do it now, and at the end of the season we will see who gets what right, and then it usually can come down to a decider like it did last season. All right, so I'm going to go top 3 drivers in the championship. I am going to go with Max, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, I'm going to go second. I'm going to go Sainz.
Ooh,
Yeah. And then third, I am going to go with, I probably have to go Perez. He's in a Red Bull. So that's it. One,
good
two, and
shout.
three. And I've just put that in yours. You were supposed to go first there, Scotty. Sorry. I've just realized I've done this donkey arseways.
Oh,
But
that's okay.
all right. You're next, Owen.
All right, so my top three is going to be very similar to yours, except just a little switch in the order. I'm going to go for Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, the way this race finished. I think every race is just going to be this for the season.
It's possible. Now, I could see if McLaren get on top of their car, I could see Norris maybe creeping in here somewhere, possibly into the third spot. But anyway, Isidro, who are you going with? Top three.
Verstappen, Sainz, and Norris.
Ooh, Checo not even involved.
Oh no, he'll be gone.
Oh, dead.
All right. Yeah, I like that. I like
Nice.
that. All right,
Isidro
top three
gonna-
constructors. This is probably going to be a little easier. I'm going to go Red Bull. Oh, shit. Sorry. I'm doing it in the wrong order again. Doesn't matter. Red Bull, Ferrari, and I'm going to go McLaren.
Ah! God
I don't
damn
think
it.
fucking. I just don't think Mercedes is going to get on top of it. And even if they do get on top of it, by the time they do get on top of it, Hamilton won't give a fuck anymore. So
That's interesting. Yeah, I was going to go the same, but in the interest of making it a little bit more interesting, I'll go Red
now
Bull.
you can still go the same because if Zero goes differently, then we both get a point and he has zero.
I
So
can't go
it's
different.
still-
I mean, if I want Norris to be third, McLaren must be
Yeah.
third on the constructors as well.
Do I take a chance? No, I'm not. I'm not going to give it up. Yeah. Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren. Yeah, I'm going to go McLaren as well.
Red Bull, Ferrari, and
Screw it.
McLaren.
I don't want to lose points.
Yeah, exactly. Isidro, who are you going with?
Ferrari, Red Bull first.
All right, it's locked in.
It's in. Yeah. That's
Red
him
Bull
done.
first, Ferrari second, and McLaren in the third place.
All right, so we're all going the same. Okay, great. That was absolutely pointless. So it makes no difference what actually happens there because if we get it wrong, we get 0 points. If we get it right, we all get the same amount of points.
Our podcast is just like F1 now, just so predictable.
yeah, exactly. All right, driver with the most DNFs. I think this is going to be. Oh shit! It's either going to be one of the Saubers or one of the RB cars.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go with. Fuck it. I'm going to go with Yuki.
Oh.
Oh, shit, I'll put that in yours. Jeez, I'm really doing this arseways, this sheet. Okay.
I love that Yuki shout. I was going to go possibly Ricardo, but I'm not even sure that he'll last the season. Something's going to happen to him and he's going to bugger off again. So I think I'm going to go Logan Sargent, just because he's my new Yuki.
Yeah.
But I hope it's Yuki. I really do.
Who are you going with, Isidro?
I'm going with Bottas.
Yeah, I had Bottas or Joe or someone like that. Yeah, but yeah, that's a fair shout as well. Like I don't even know why this is a question. Driver with the least points. Yeah, it's Logan Sargent. I mean, it's who are you going with?
Yeah,
Scotty?
Logan Sargent. Yeah.
And Isidro.
Magnussen.
Ooh, you don't think
Who are you going
Magnussen's
with?
going to get any points?
Kevin Magnussen is going
Yeah.
to score less than
And-
Logan Sargent.
Yes.
Well, you've just lost that one. I mean, that's
I can't wait to listen back to this. I'm going to snip out little
yeah,
clips.
yeah. Like I hate Haas, but I mean,
Yeah.
K-Mag's getting, but he's scoring higher than Sargent.
Somewhere. Yeah, absolutely.
Big time. All right, team with the least points. Now this is difficult because I think
Yeah.
Albon will get Williams some points. The Saubers look way off the pace at the
Yeah.
moment, so I'm probably going to have to go with. I'd love to say Alpine, but it's not going to be Alpine.
No.
They'll eventually fix that shit. I'm going to go Sauber. We'll finish bottom.
Yeah, I'm going to go Haas. Because like you
Yeah,
say...
because I mean, Albon is probably the stronger driver out of all,
Yeah.
the sort of bottom runners. Like,
Yeah, he'll pull Williams up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Haas are just awful.
Who are you going with, Isidro?
Sauber.
Who are you going with?
Sauber.
Oh, Sauber as well. Sorry. So
Yeah.
I think that's team with the fastest pit stop. This is this is the reason we do this before we see an actual race. I'm gonna go with Ferrari, because they just looked like they were on the fucking money in Bahrain with the pit stops. So I'm just gonna gamble that they're gonna at least do that right for the rest of the season.
Okay, I'm gonna go McLaren.
Yeah, I mean they're usually pretty fucking lively at the.
Yeah, they got it last year.
Yeah.
Red Bull.
Boo.
Bandwagon.
Such a cliche, Jesus.
Although
Team
McLaren was doing last year, they got 1.8 seconds faster than anyone else. So
Yeah.
But
That
wasn't
seems
it? It was Red Bull got the award for doing it faster over the whole season, wasn't it?
Oh, of course, they'll make something up so Red Bull gets some.
Yeah. There was something where McLaren didn't get an award for that, and Red Bull got it instead.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Can't remember what it was. Anyway.
All right, team to overachieve.
Ooh.
Team to overachieve. Fuck me. I would say.
Mercedes.
Yeah. I would say probably Williams. Oh, because they're gonna.
Now, overachieving means
Well,
they
overachieve.
finish-
So I think they're going to finish ahead of Sauber, Haas, and I think RB as well.
so they have to finish better than they did last season, right?
So
Williams, where were they last season? Were they second last? And
Williams
Haas
was
last?
7, I think.
All right, hang on a second. Jesus, let's hold up the whole fucking show. So we go fucking check out this.
Yeah, Williams was 7th place, 28 points.
2023
Was the best from the rest.
So
basically.
they have to finish what, like 6th or 5th?
Oh, come on. Right, okay. That's so they're not. I mean, to finish 6th, they'd have to outperform Alpine. Alpine are the only.
Don't think that's a good shout, man.
I think Alpine will get on top of it. I mean, fuck it. I'm going Williams 6th, top 6. Fuck it. Why not? I've lost points on this one. That was an absolute suicide. But anyway.
Yeah, it was. I'm going to go with McLaren to finish above where they finished last season. So they're taking 3rd in the constructors, like I predicted earlier on, which is higher than they were last season. What were they last season? 4th or 5th?
Is that really overachieving? Just going up one place? I mean, Williams to outperform Alpine, fair enough. But you're just talking about going up one place where Mercedes are so off the pace this year that.
Well, I mean, technically, you were talking about going up one place as well.
Yeah, but the difference is I'm talking about Williams competing with Alpine. There's
Yeah.
a 20. There's a 28 to fucking 120. You're
Yeah.
talking about like Mercedes are already fucking. Okay. I'll give it to you, McLaren.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it still counts as overachieving, considering where they're even starting now.
Is that not where we were kind of hoping and predicting they might have been in the first place?
Yeah, that's fair, actually. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll say. What can I fucking say then? Bum.
Because that's why I didn't say like the likes of Aston Martin and stuff like that, because we all expected them to come out this season continuing on where they did last year. So saying they overachieved when we already expected them to finish.
Yeah, true. Okay, so where did Visa fucking whatever Bank
Cash
of
App
Ireland
finish 8th
Yeah,
last season.
8th. Okay, so fucking hell. I think they're going to finish 7th. Then I'll go with them to overachieve, and they're not going to. They're shit.
All right. Okay. We'll go RB overachieve.
I hope they don't.
Okay.
I'm actually willing to give that point up.
I'm going with the same as Scotty. RB to overachieve top 6.
Nice.
Well, I hope you boys are both wrong. All right. Team to underachieve. This could be a little easier. I'm going to say Mercedes.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
I mean, what did they finish? They finished 2nd. I'll be honest, I think they could finish 4th.
Yeah. Okay, I think is it that all round?
Oh fuck! Am I just copying and pasting everyone's answers
Yeah.
off my homework?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mercedes for me.
Yeah, there's no one else, is there? Like really? Oh, actually,
Alright.
you could say Aston Martin maybe if you were going to take a gamble.
Aston Martin to underachieve.
So they finished what, third? No, what did they finish?
Fifth.
Third. Oh,
Fifth.
they finished
finished-
fifth in the end.
Yeah, I mean they would have to finish behind.
Okay, well then, no, never
Williams.
mind that then.
I mean that's
Yeah, never mind. Okay, move on. Nothing to see here.
all right. Now get the thinking cap on. Name one strange thing to happen this season. I'm gonna say fucking Christian Horner not to send a dick pic.
Oh,
One strange thing. All right, everyone take a second. We might need to edit.
I have
this
one.
in the podcast. Oh, do you? Okay, or let's
Yeah,
go with the
I thought that you were going to say with that. Mick Schumacher to get the seat,
to get a seat,
to get a drive.
or
get a
get-
drive.
Oh, okay.
Schumacher. I was gonna say that, but I was just like, I think he's so far. Isn't he racing in the endurance or something like that now?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a drive. Get a drive. All right. Name one strange thing to happen.
Can I give you one?
No.
Yeah. Go.
No, this is not going to happen. But I'm going to take a punt on it. Lando Norris to win a race. To win a race.
Is that going to be strange? Is it?
Oh, absolutely. Verstappen has won everything.
But did they not get close? Like, I mean, didn't
He's talking about
Piastri
the
won-
race, not the sprint race.
No,
I know,
right?
but I
A
mean,
full
but I'm
race.
just talking. Yeah, I know, but I'm just talking about how close it was. I mean, they still won 24 laps or something like that. Piastri
Oh, there's no way that Lando Norris is going to win against Verstappen. There's not a hope.
wins a race.
If Mick Schumacher cannot get a drive, I'm not sure
I tell you
Norris
what,
can
lads.
win.
Tell you what, lads. I'm coming with the mother of all strange things to happen this season.
Well, here we
So
go.
fuck
You
you all,
to
man.
get a drive at Red Bull, is it?
Exactly. Yeah. No. All right. My strange thing is that Gunther Steiner.
Why didn't I
Oh,
think of
yeah.
this? Why didn't I think of this?
Gunther Steiner will be now. Don't know whether he's going to be back at Haas, but he'll be working within a team in Formula One during the course of the season.
Going to be
That's
team principal
good.
in Red Bull.
What's that?
Going to be the team principal in Red Bull.
That would be
Imagine.
way outside of my comfort zone. All right, Gunther.
I sent something to my brother the other day about Gunther Steiner and his interview process at Red Bull to get the job, and it's just like Gunther Steiner saying, "I will not fuck smash my PA. I will not fuck smash my PA." You're hired.
Like, do you think do you think Alpine would take him in?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. I think even Haas, like, I mean, I don't know, like he could end up back there as doing something, but I think
Who's in charge of
think he-
Alpine? Is it
What?
still Otmar? No, he's gone. Who's in
No,
charge of
didn't
Alpine?
I don't know, but didn't the technical director or something like that just
Some
or the
French guy. Is it
technical-
Didier Deschamps or something?
Yeah. No, but they're both gone from.
Yeah,
Alpine.
the two lads left.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I could see Gunther going in there.
I just
Yeah.
think I think Gunther will be somewhere. Like I was surprised to see him even at the race. He
Yeah.
was on the grid and everything, and I was like,
He's working for a German TV station.
yeah,
isn't he?
I know. I just thought like he was fairly burned by Haas. I was like I thought he'd just been like, fuck that, I'm not turning up there. Go on, yeah, Zito.
It's like it doesn't know that it's been fired. It's like George Costanza.
Yeah, he just turns up.
Just turns up. Yeah.
Pretends.
Wonder, just asking payroll where his fucking paycheck is. Like,
You'd
Yeah.
wonder, like, in fairness to Gunther Steiner, he was working with some terrible product there at Haas. You'd wonder what he can actually do with some funding and with an actual team that can do
yeah,
something.
completely. I mean, look, look how he was fucking shafted with the whole Mazepin.
Yeah. Oh
Thing and
man,
stuff,
what a job to
just-
have.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And he managed to do a decent job of running that team. Like,
Yeah. No, and look, I put it in there. He's to work for an F1 team now, not just in F1, because I mean that could be just fucking punditry. Like, so no,
Yeah.
he has to work for an
as
F1 team this year.
yeah, that's a great shout. I like
Now he
that.
doesn't have to be a team principal, but I mean,
Yeah,
he's hardly gonna
involved
do anything
directly
other
with the
than
team.
Yeah,
yeah.
involved directly with the team. Yeah.
I like that. Good shout.
All right, so that's our season predictions. I'm not going to do a roundup of them. We know what they are, and feel free
Seal
to
it,
rewind the
sign
podcast.
it, and we'll look back at it in
Yeah.
a year.
That's it. fucking knock that off, and we'll see you in December. Right now, our race predictions. This is our weekly competition.
Yay. Oh, I didn't even look at this. I don't even know where I'm at.
I fucking made an absolute nappy out of it. But anyway, all right. So, Bahrain. My top 3, I went with Lewis Hamilton. God, I really over-predicted that one, didn't I? Charles Leclerc, P2. But CarlosSainz, P3.
Good shot.
Not so bad. Scotty, do you need me to call yours out?
Yeah, I'm just looking for them now.
All right. Well, you went with Max for P1.
Yes.
So obvious. You went with Lewis P2.
Ugh.
Goose egg. And you went with Norris P3, another goose egg.
Damn it.
Isidro, you want to call yours out, or do you want me to do it?
I went with Max, Hamilton, and Russell.
So we, I am blessed that I got Sainz there, because otherwise I would have been absolutely screwed.
So
can I just, before we continue on here, can I just add maybe a suggestion to the rule change for 2024 on how this works?
Okay.
That for each correct answer, you get 1 point, right? Rather than getting a point for winning the weekend. So say, for example, I get 3 right this weekend, I get 3 points.
Yeah.
If you get 2, you get 2 points. And if Isidro gets 1 right, he gets 1 point. And that just goes to the tally, rather than just who wins the overall race and then we get 1 point.
Yeah. That works. Yeah. I like that.
We go with that one this year?
Yeah.
Let's see how we go.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Already I'm regretting it because I'm going to be at the bottom of the table after this week. But anyway, all right, my flop was a Max DNF. I don't know. When I heard about his issues at the practice, I just thought there might have been a gremlin there to. Anyway, it didn't happen.
Okay, my flop was Gasly outside the top 10.
I mean, I don't even know how we allowed you to throw that in there. Like, I know no one was thinking. We just threw. We were a bit rushed this year.
Yeah. I got away with one there, in fairness.
All right, and
I went with both Alpines outside top 10.
I mean, that was a solid shout, because no one knew they were, like, we knew they weren't going to be great, but I mean,
brilliant.
We didn't necessarily think they were going to be that bad. So that was a good shout.
Yeah.
My surprise was Bottas top 10. That was an absolute shit fest. That didn't happen. Surprise, Scotty, you went with Albon top 10.
Yeah.
That also did not happen.
Didn't happen. No, nowhere near.
And Isidro.
I went with the Ricardo top 10.
So we start off this season like we finished last season. 2024 is the new 2023, and goose eggs all around.
Oh, God.
All right, so the points tally then means that Isidro is at the top of the table with 2 points, purely on alphabetical order. Scotty, you are second with 2 points, or joint first, and I am down the bottom with 1 point.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. So let's the predictions for Saudi Arabia, Jeddah. All right. I am going Max P1. I'm not fucking making this mistake again. That was my one and only season fuck up.
What were you at?
Yeah. But I'm going rogue on P2 though. I'm going Sainz P2.
Yeah.
And I'm going Perez P3. I think that's good. Don't copy my homework.
You've put some doubt in my head.
Call out what you got. Don't be fucking copying homework now. At this stage.
No. Just in terms of the order of what I'm going to do, Verstappen obviously P1.
Yeah.
Will I go first? Yeah. No. Okay. I'm going to go Perez P2, Sainz P3. I was going to say that Perez is going to smack into a wall, but I don't know. I'll leave it like that.
Jeddah, it's fast. Like, I mean, if anyone's going to crash out, it's going to be Mick Schumacher.
Yeah. Perez is good on street circuits, in fairness. So, yeah.
Bear in mind that last year, Perez got first place and Verstappen second.
Yeah. That's not going to happen again, though.
No. Or is that... Or, go on, Isidro. Who's your...
Although we kept the whole podcast saying that 2024 is the same as 2023, so...
Oh, here we
go for it, Isidro. I'm ready.
Big
so you're on Perez P1.
Saying that Max first, Perez second, and Sainz third.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
God
All right,
damn it.
Max. And who you got? Perez second.
Perez second, Sainz third.
Fucking hell. All right. All right. My flop is going to be. I know I wasn't going to go big air after after the weekend, but I'm going to have to go with big air again. I'm going Leclerc with a DNF.
Damn it. That's what I was going to say.
Of course you were. You can still go for it. If you're wrong, then the two of us sit with Billy no points.
Yeah. I kind of want to take a chance. Could I say Lance Stroll DNF?
You can, yeah.
Right.
No, do you want to say, do you want to go for your, as last season, everyone has the option with the DNF to go for 2 points. Are we going mechanical failure or a crash?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go Lance Stroll DNF crash.
Oh, so going with the 2 points crash.
Yeah. He's gonna break both his wrists, and they won't be able to do a Christian Horner.
I think I'm just going to keep it as a DNF. I'm going to go with a 1 point. I'm going to play safe.
Okay. Now, to be clear, if he just gets a DNF, do I still get 1 point?
No, you do not.
No. So it's just 2 points or nothing.
It's you either go in and you go for crash or mechanical and you get 2 points. But if either or, like, so if he crashes, then you get 2 points. But if he has a mechanical failure, well, then you didn't call that, so you only get 0 points.
Now Scotty can ask, what if he crashes because of the failure?
So what if I just say DNF? Do I still get a point?
If you just go DNF, you get 1 point, yeah.
Right, yeah, no, let me change it to that. Yeah, no, that's...
Okay.
I'm being cautious.
I'm not brave enough for that shit.
No. I'm going to back down
Too
off
early
that
in the
ledge.
season for that.
Yeah.
All right, Isidro, who you go with?
Alonso outside top 10.
Alonso.
Outside top 10.
Snake.
That is absolutely dirt. That is.
We're back pushing these rules again. Outside top 10. Well, I mean, that's pretty unlikely, I think, actually. It's not a DNF. DNF doesn't count as outside top 10, so it just means...
No, it has to be finishing in the positions.
So you think
he finished the race just outside top 10.
You think he's going to be slower than, like, Lance Stroll, Guan Yu Zhou, Kevin Magnussen, those people?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
but I'm delighted to let him call that.
Let's do it.
My surprise, I'm playing it. It's not even playing it safe, but I'm going to go with Alex Albon.
Top 10.
I just think, I think I'm going to regret it, but that's what I'm going with. Done.
Okay, I'm going to break the habit of a lifetime. I'm going to hope that YukiTsunoda actually does something in a race. I'm going to say YukiTsunoda inside the top 10, even though my stomach is turning after saying that.
Yeah. All right, Isidro.
Well, if Alonso's going to be outside top 10, then inside top 10, we have Zhou.
You're such a dickhead.
You are an asshole, Isidro.
See the Turkish. This is just the way that they are, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh my days.
Fucking Turks.
I hope it's the opposite way around.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah.
I hope Stroll gets top 10 or gets outside the top 10 and Alonso gets inside.
Yeah. And I hope that your predictions that are the same as mine for the top 3, that we don't get those just so you get no points.
Yeah. That's fucking brutal. But okay, that's then the rules.
Them's the rules.
All right. I think that's it for this week's guys. We are back. I think it's next week, Jeddah, isn't it?
Next
week. It is indeed.
And it's Saturday as well next week again. Yep. So it makes no difference to anybody that's listening because it's going to be out on Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
So until next week, we shall see you then.